Alright, it is January the 24th, 2022, and the markets are falling off a cliff. I don't know if I'll make a video, if I'll publish this today, but I had an appointment, or at least I had to help somebody with an appointment at 9:15, so I was pretty much not here at the market open, but the markets are falling off a cliff. I don't want to say I called it, but I pretty much called it way back here, and, you know, the worst part is that I didn't make any money from this entire drop here, but I've now, requested options permissions on my Schwab account, so I can be able to make money with options, some puts. That would be super nice and ideal, and something I want to be a part of. But I don't know if I would have traded anything. It looks like there were potential morning panic bounce plays. RETL did one. This one went from 71 to 77. Not bad, actually. Did like a little bit of a higher low here, and now I got to VWAP, so this is probably one I could have considered actually trading, except for the fact that it is a listed stock and it's not as clean as a OTC. The only one really interesting now could be ILUS. It could do something where, it tries to hold this range here and it breaks VWAP and it starts uptrending. Doesn't really have the worst daily chart, but it's not too ideal either. This could be something where it just breaks out of VWAP again in uptrends, or it can make ideally like a downtrend, and maybe closer to this low right here. Nothing really with BBIG that I'm interested in. I mean, it could be a morning panic bounce play, but I don't like it too much because it's already been down a few days in a row since the initial run up. Nothing with SIRC. Yeah, I'll be looking for potential higher low, lower low setups, kind of like RETO. ILUS looks the closest to one, but I'll be looking. And again, I don't know if I'll make a video today. I will if I, trade something, but I'm not extremely sure. Again, I just wasn't at the market open. I didn't trade anything that I would have normally traded because I wasn't here, at the market open. All right, it is 10:16 a.m. I think I made maybe just $5. Roughly $5 trading LKNCY with a $10 risk level in theory. I traded just 50 shares because of the fact this thing's a bit volatile and it's a higher priced OTC, but in theory I was trading with a $10 risk level, and the idea would have been I was in at 9:13 my price, but the time was 10:14, which was right here 10:14. I was in at 9:13, and the idea was that I'm in at 9:13. Worst case scenario, I cut if it breaks under this 909 level, although $9 can hold. The idea was that it would start to reverse because it did break this trend line right here, this downtrending trend line. And I think it helped a lot because maybe, I wouldn't have, because I didn't like the price action, but maybe a trend line can help somebody who, is still trying to get good at morning panic bounce place and not have been in this part right here when it looked like it was trying to reverse, but it was still following the trend line. And this thing can continue the uptrend. I might have sold early, but I just didn't like how it wasn't following this trend line I made right here, which was a bit aggressive, but I wanted it to follow it, and it had all the reason that it could do it. It could just, have made a stutter here and continue the uptrend. But anyway, let's just go over this. I was in at 9:13, and that was 10:14. Right here, 10:14, 9:13. Just because it broke the trend line, it looked like a reversal. Not the best daily chart, but it's not horrible. It's not like, what was it? No, this one isn't even that bad. It's not like AITX, which is also downtrending, but I never had an interest in trading this one, although this one could very well try to get towards VWAP at some point. Just has a horrible daily chart. LKNCY isn't that bad. I was in, again, 50 shares, I think like a $400 position, and I sold 25 shares at 9:21 just to play it safe at 10:15 right here. And then I sold the rest at 10:16. I'm trying so hard not to cough, dude. Right here at 9:24, near the top actually. I actually did get the top. That's cool. But this thing can't consolidate as long as it doesn't break the day low. This thing can make a run towards the 940s, which would be nice, or even VWAP if that can happen. But It didn't hold the trend line here, which is why I got out. Man, super nice with RETL. Too bad I wasn't here at the market open. This would have been nice. This would have been juicy, like really profitable, really nice looking. But I'm happy I had my trade here with LKNCY, and I haven't coughed. But let's see if this thing can hold the support level. Doesn't have to, but ideally, you know, at some point it might try to, you know, reverse. Also in favor with this turnaround is that, you know, something I took into consideration at 1014 I was long. And if you looked at the overall markets, it was trying to reverse right here at 1014. You know, it was like right at the top of this baby reversal here, which might have helped it too. But yeah, I'll make an update later, but this is what I have for right now. Alright, it is 10:30 and it's trying to make a move towards the upside, but I don't like how it has a spread, which means it's a bit desperate and trying to get it to uptrend. It did break this level here and it held. It could play off a 9, but at this point VWAP is still downtrending. It can obviously still make a move. If I had to guess, it's gonna, at least at some point throughout the day, maybe hit the 930s, but how it will get there, I have no clue. If it'll be right now, if it'll be later, if it'll break lower and maybe hit 9, but I would be surprised if this thing just continues a downtrend. I would be surprised if it breaks $9, but it can totally do it. I just don't think it will break under 9, but it's not also a point where I'm just gonna buy and say, oh, it's gonna sell, you know, sell eventually in the 930s and be profitable. It's just, you know, not really too ideal right now, but this could be in theory a morning panic bounce play, lower low setup right here, and then, you know, it has a cushion because if it breaks 906, it's probably going to be a wall of bidders at 9, and then you'll be able to sell, you know, not for a huge loss because it just broke the day low and the freaking thing crashed all the way to 0. It's still going to probably offer some kind of support at $9 flats, but it's trying to make a move. I just don't like the spread. It's a bit desperate. ILUS, I was interested in it, but the thing here is that there was just too many sellers on the ask with large size. We do have some nice bidders now, but when I was looking at it right here, there were just too many sellers, so it was never ideal for that reason. I hope in the future I can be a part of a stock like RATO and I can milk the crap out of it, but I just wasn't able to be a part of it. But I like how it held VWAP right here in an uptrend, but that's a bit degenerate for me to consider a setup like that, but I like how it offered that opportunity nonetheless. That's all I have for right now. I'll make an update to see what this thing can do eventually. Again, I just feel like it's gonna uptrend. I don't like the spread, you know. I don't like how VWAP is downtrending, which is killing the potential risk, not risk, but the potential profits, right? Could break under 9, but I doubt it. I think it's gonna make a move towards the 930s, and I don't mind that I miss it because, you know, at least I had that one trade right here, and maybe I should have been 100 shares in, but at least according to my little chart thing, you know, I was trading in theory, worst case scenario, it breaks the low when it was back here, right? And I sell at $9 flat. That's a $6.50 risk reward, not risk reward, dollar risk level with 50 shares. If I had 100, it would have been 13. So I guess I pretty much traded, you know, an appropriate size, although I could have done 100 shares in this case, but it wasn't too bad in that sense. So yeah, I'll make an update later and see what this thing can do. 920s at the, that's nice, although it's a bit crazy the way it got there. If I was long this, I'd probably be selling right now half my position. And you see the bid is at 920. Yeah, I mean, it could do it, but it's just not as ideal when it has a spread. But I'll make an update later. Alright, it is 6:15 p.m. and I am here to call it off. Overall, I ended up $4.84, I think, trading LKNCY. I made just 1%, and it's hard to make, you know, large percent gains on higher priced stocks. I could have went in theory 100 shares here, and that would have made this thing, you know, almost a $10 a day, but I don't regret it too much. I mean, for a day that I wasn't really planning the trade because I had a helper frame with an appointment at 9:15, and to have still been, you know, able to trade something and be profitable. I like that very much, and it did have this drop here. I drew a trend line and followed it nicely from this point to right here. This offered a nice move, but I don't mind missing it just because of the fact that, you know, it was another drop later in the day. It's less ideal, but I mean, it offered something from the 67s to the 80s, so that's still very nice. I'm actually surprised it went as well as it did, but at least in theory I had a chance to trade this, even if I wasn't a part of this, which I would have absolutely, at least hopefully I would have absolutely milked for like a lot of profits. IOUS, I probably would have traded this if I was there. I saw Tim Sykes trade this one. I didn't think it was that ideal or that nice, but it did make some kind of a move. It wasn't really that nice, but yeah, and that was the thing here with LKNCY, my trade here. It did make a lower low. It did get to the 6, not the 6, but the 930s. At least almost to the 930s, but it had a horrible spread, and then it just continued the downtrend, and it, you know, didn't really offer a move afterwards. So that's all I have for today. I'm here to call it off, and yeah, I'm glad I was able to get a trade in.